What's up, guys? My name is Devin over at Sharky's Paradise. Okay, cut. I hurt my knee.
You should have left that in there.
I'm not cutting any of that. Just because you say cut, that don't mean I'm cutting. What's up, everybody? We're back again. I'm Sharky, if you didn't already guess that.
I'm Jess.
So in the shop, we had a pretty productive week again. I had some returning clients and some new clients. One of my clients, Brett Rinke, he is in the final processes of his tattoo journey. He has a few tattoos that we started on a tiny little cover-up that turned into this huge koi fish scene over his neck and shoulder. And now we're bringing it down on his arm a little bit. One thing that happens with tattooing in sessions is that you seem to end up with, this whole plan at the very beginning and it looks all amazing, and then you get one or two steps into it and it looks like a big scribble drawing. And so at this particular session, we were able to add some color and add some depth and dimension to some of the characters in the scene, which is this big koi fish. He used to have a koi pond, and so this fish was representative of one of his big kois that he had, black and orange behemoth. So that was lots of fun to be able to work on that.
So this week, I think I started it off with doing some lash enhancement and some new brows. I had a lady, her name was Linda, and she came into me, had previous brows done somewhere else. I seem to be a specialist in cover-up brows nowadays, or you could call them as correction brows. Basically, she had them done over 3 years ago, and we redid them as powder brows. They look beautiful. So she had previous brows before. Basically, I'm just remeasuring and stenciling everything since now they're pretty much gonna be my brows. So I'm trying to correct them as much as possible and make sure they're even, and then I'm gonna go in and make them a darker color. The lash enhancement that we did on her, I actually ended up doing more of an eyeliner with a dusty eyeshadow. So that was really fun. She loved it, and she said she'll be back to get her lips done.
Alright, this is Christian over at Sharky's Paradise, aka We Are One 5280, and here's a couple fun pieces that I did this week, starting off with a great piece that I did on my little brother, Jaden Rodriguez. We did Look Before You Leap in black and red and black and gray style and kind of a West Coast font, along with a couple of others mixed along in, and that was a really fun piece just because I am a lettering specialist. It's what I love doing, grew up doing, and everything like that. It was a lot of fun. Another piece that I did this week was the dragon head. It was kind of like Japanese traditional style mixed with my own as well. And that was on a first timer that I got to do. He originally wanted it on his hand, so he got him to move that up to his wrist a little bit, just because, that is kind of a sacred place and you want to at least attach your arms before you get to your hands and the rest of your body and everything like that.
Hello, my name is Hector, Illusions Inc. at Sharky's Paradise. This week I did a couple tattoos that were almost similar, but some a little bit more different. First one to start off with, I did a drawing for a girl, and it was a barbed wire heart wrapping around some flowers, and it had a heartbeat rolling through the sides. She had just given me a sketch and I just redrew it for her, and she got it on her thigh. It was a pretty fun tattoo to do. I had done a praying skeleton on my friend from high school. It was put next to a memorial tattoo for his father and everything, so that was really nice. A little tribute for that, and it was really fun doing the fine lines for the tattoo. I've done a lot of skeletons before. It was definitely fun trying out all the needles that Sharky had in play, so I'd used bug pins for the first time, and I had used a 9-round bug pin for that. So that was fun, and got some details that I've never done before, so that was nice. So I had my cousin come in today. He had gotten a lot of anime tattoos and just a lot of comic book ideas. So this time he had gotten the Scarlet Witch hands on his neck. Between the hands, it was her eye and it was like her magic with like a couple relics in between.
That's gonna be fucking sick.
And I got the opportunity to do watercolor with that tattoo, which that was super fun. And then I got to use a little gray wash on the tip of her fingers to make it look like evil hands and everything. So that was fun. And the placement was awesome as well because it was on the neck. He only got it just because he's a cheerleading coach and they had just approved that they can get tattoos anywhere. So now he's kind of, you know, embracing the tattoo life, which is awesome.
Oh man. Okay. Man, that stung. I have my big ass bruise. So this week I did a cool handful of tattoos. We did a touch up on those finger tattoos I did not too long ago. My boy Nathan, he wanted to add more to what we had done already and kind of change some of the concepts around. So on his middle finger he had a UFO and we decided to cut out the cow at the bottom of the UFO that was like floating up, and we did a little like blacked out flowery sort of geometric looking thing. And then we also added a crown on top of his heart that we had already done with the colors for his wife and his son, and then we just kind of touched up the rest of it. That one was really fun. We also did a Laugh Now, Cry Later on my homie Ruben. He was one of the first tattoos I ever did out of the shop. We did his last name across his arm and he wanted to add more to what he had going on his arm already. So we did some really fine, sort of lightly shaded Laugh Now, Cry Later masks. Those were pretty fun. I really like doing those. This girl had come in, she was a walk-in tattoo. It was really fun to get to do. Christian had previously done one of her little rib tattoos. It was her first tattoo, that one. It was I love you in her boyfriend's handwriting. But I got the pleasure of starting out her flower sleeve. So we did a big chrysanthemum at the top of her arm with the rose peeking out one way and a daffodil peeking out the other way. And then hidden in there, we did a little drawing of a heart that her little brother had made. It was super nice and subtle. You can't even really tell it's there unless you're looking for it, but that's exactly how she wanted it. It was really fun to get to do such a big piece on a walk-in tattoo. I really like it when that happens. It makes me feel like I'm getting the most out of my day. And we got to start something really cool for her, and I'm looking forward to finishing that. Sweaty.
Wipe it. Hey, thanks for tuning back in. This is Eric over at Sharky's Paradise. Follow me out on Instagram, E-Rocks Artwork. I did some pretty fun pieces this week. Just a lot of little bangers. Did a nice thigh piece though. Overall, pretty productive week. One of the pieces that I did this week was super fun. It was a large thigh piece. We did a mandala with octopus tentacles on it. Reason being is the client had eyes on her leg we were gonna do a cover up on. Worst client ever. And so we decided to do tentacles coming out of the eyes, kind of a nice abstract piece. So we made the mandala in the center of the forehead, pulled the focal point away from that, and did a nice cover-up piece overall. So it turned out good.
Oh, you're not doing this super fucking easy tattoo for the next 12 hours.
The other little pieces in the shop are stuff that comes through tattoo shops all the time. The quick flash pieces, Roman numerals on the wrist. Pretty easy, good to practice fundamentals.
How's it going? Thumbs down, thumbs up?
Always good to go back and do over and over online work. Another piece I did this week was a floral pattern on the wrist on a returning client. I previously did a shamrock on her ankle, shout out. But it's another good fundamental line work piece. Small amounts of gray wash in it, pretty simplistic, but we had a fun tat.
Catch him off balance. Good. Put your pointy toes up. No.
Like you're doing anything wrong, right?
I'll knock him out for real.
Yeah, knock him out. Yeah.
The fans.
Get him.
Oh, the fans are gonna be disappointed.
Flailing.
He's flailing. Oh.
Come on. Come on, bring it. Come on, get it in. Come on, right here. Come on, take it.
Uppercut.
Don't hug him. Look out. What's that? What's up? And then come up high. Pink. Good job, kid. The point is, you're breathing.
Chelsea, tell me how you like these interviews.
Hey guys, it's Chelsea again. Thanks for tuning in. So last week I did a fun sketch style portrait on somebody. It was a little bit intimidating at first just because I'm still new and I'm still learning, but it was something different. It was very special for her because her friend drew it and she wanted it where she could see it all the time and just kind of a reminder not to lose your innocence. So that one was really fun. I also did some flowers. I've really been wanting to try out flowers. A lot of my tattoos have been centered around my husband's work and stuff, so not a lot of girly stuff. But this one was really fun. She got the bouquet of flowers with her mom's birth flower in it, and it was on the rib cage, so that was a little bit difficult, but I think it turned out great, and she loved it, so yeah.
Good job, Chelsea.
Thank you. So during this tattoo, I just need you to hold really still.
All right, no problem.
Seriously, quit moving. Hold still and
I'm trying.
So these ones were my first walk-ins that I got. It was a minimal tattoo with the mountains and then like the heartbeats, and it was a mother-in-law and a daughter that got matching tattoos together, and her mom was here just visiting from Florida, so that was a really fun tattoo to do. It was a little bit difficult only because there's not a lot going on in those types of tattoos. It's just very minimal, so you goof up, it's gonna be noticeable.
Hey everybody, this is Alex. I'm gonna talk a little bit about the moth that I did last week. It was a memory tattoo for a very great client, and I loved about it was just like it's like a universe, it's like a space, outer space kind of theme on the wings. I just love that type of art. It's usually what I like to do when I do paintings, like watercolor and like mixing all those tones of colors and just create a huge, beautiful thing. It's a little different when you tattoo it, but I enjoyed it a lot. Then after that, I just did go to Ohio. We had a pretty good time. We helped grandparents. We went to the Lake Erie. It was in Ohio. And yes, it was a great time.
What's up guys, I'm Santi, also known as Ink by Bonti on Instagram here at Sharky's Paradise. This week was a really fun week. I had a lot of clients coming through the door, did a lot of different pieces, a lot of sentimental pieces, but then a lot of also really fun random pieces. The first one that we did was some elephants stacked on top of each other holding 6 balloons. The balloons all represented her grandchildren, so she had, I believe it was 5 granddaughters and 1 grandson. So we did a lot of that. She really enjoyed it. She was super happy with it, and it's something we can add to as she gets more grandchildren. Another super sentimental piece that we did this week was a traditional heart with the banner mom across it on the middle of a kneecap. That client specifically requested me. He wanted to do something for his mother, so we added in some lilacs in there as well. And he just wanted something super simple in just a small little area. It was only his third tattoo and he decided straight to the kneecap was the way to go. The next day, I was able to do some super cool blindfold mystery tattoos as well. The way those ones worked is we had 4 different categories that our clients picked from between without seeing anything of what was on those note cards. From those 4 note cards that they picked, we then made a design for them and tattooed it on them without them knowing of what it was. All right. We got 2 options, left or right. Okay. All right, left or right. Left or right. Alright, left or right. Alright. They absolutely loved this process. It was really cool for them to step out of their comfort zone and really see something different on their bodies. It was a lot of fun for me just because I got to expand what I was doing and do something a little bit more creative. Otherwise, you know, from outside of other tattoos, always creative, but this one definitely pushed me as well. Where do you think would be a good spot to put that? You saw the stencil. Blindfold mystery tattoos, as we'll call them. The first one was on one of my super awesome returning clients, Caitlin. She came in, she told me she wanted the most random, dumbest tattoo I could think of without her knowing anything of what it was.
I am so excited. I love doing dumb shit.
So what we did is we did a little pickle with a top hat and a cane. It's like in a little funky position. Super dapper gentleman. She loved it. She was super excited to have it. We were a little sad we didn't do it any bigger, but she wanted just a little tiny filler piece. All right, go ahead and take your blindfold off, Caitlin. Go ahead and look at what we did on you. He's a little bloody right now.
Oh my God, I love it. I love it, it's fantastic.
A little pickle wearing a top hat.
Does he have a monocle? Oh
yeah.
Oh my God, that is perfect.
Hell
what
yeah.
Beautiful, yeah. I love it.
Yeah. This weekly's art challenge for animated cartoon characters, and I did Mickey Mouse and put tape over it to do like dots on the side, but it didn't work out, so I just did the whole thing. Turned out like tape was all I don't know.
Can't wait to see what you do to finish that up, buddy. Art. Tell us a little bit about what just happened.
So I lost my phone and we just went in to go get a new phone. Don't know what kind. It's a bit big, but that's fine. Yeah.
Are you going to be able to take care of this phone?
Yes, and not crack it like Chloe.
How does this make you feel?
Great, so I can at least put it on a wireless charger.
That's what I'm talking about. A little action from my boy. So hopefully he takes care of this bad boy and doesn't lose it like his last phone. This last week, it was Father's Day, which was awesome for me. I probably had the best Father's Day I've ever had in my life. I was able to force my kids into hard labor all week. Thank you, kids. Sunday, my father invited us up to his place where there is a lake and some cool stuff there going on. So we did what any fun-loving family would do. We went and bought a bunch of floaty slides and crap for the lake. So the kids were jumping and playing in the lake. It was pretty cool.
We went in the lake, swam. After we swam, we fished for a while. Got a few bites, but
we went on the tubes and stuff. But we went on to this paddle boat and we started like sinking. We had to push it all the way back. It was pretty fun.
We had this big giant blow-up slide that could float on the lake. We tied paddle boats to it, drifted off into the middle of the lake.
Yeah. It was Father's Day on Sunday, so we took that day and it was super fun. Got to watch my husband scrub down the boat. There was a hurricane that hit us in the middle of the lake. That was really fun as everything blew out of the lake.
You know, it's those moments that you get that you don't really realize are going to be so impactful, but they are. And so I just want to say thank you to everybody who had the opportunity to be there, and say thank you to the Lord for giving me that opportunity to be able to enjoy that day.
You're such a good father. Happy Father's Day.
Thank you.
All right, so we did an ace of spades on the wrist of a cool client. We did that for his son with the date 430 in it, and that's for the day that they were both born, being that they share the same birthday. So let's go over some tattoo aftercare. This is gonna be your Sanoderm. You're gonna leave this on for the next 7 days. Over those first couple days, you may see a little bit of blood, sweat, collagen, plasma, a little bit of excess ink and bodily fluids. That's all completely normal. That will all subside around day 5 and 6. That will all set back. You may see a little bit of blood, sweat, collagen, plasma. Day 7, you're gonna break the bond between the adhesive and your skin. Over those first couple days, you may see a little bit of blood, sweat, collagen, plasma. Set back to day 6, around blood, sweat, collagen. Day 7, you're just gonna break the bond. All right, guys, got any questions?
One of the last tattoos that I did this week was the Ace of Hearts. She has a son and his initials spell out Ace. So her and the dad also got matching tattoos with the little Ace of Heart cards. Hers was super simple though. She just wanted just the Ace, the heart, and the other, the A, the heart and the A. And she didn't want any of the lines around it or anything like that. So it was kind of a super simplistic piece, but it ended up being really pretty and kind of dainty. Well, now that I'm 21, I can go to bars. So we went to this bar called Threes. At Threes, they have a punching machine. You can get a certain score and get a free drink, and of course I just turned 21, I want to get a free drink. So I stood up and I took my swing, and I totally missed it. I tapped it with the side of my hand, and I got a 1. And the bartender said, "Oh my God, I've never seen that. You have to take a picture with it, but I'll give you a free drink." And so I got a free drink, because I got a freaking 1. That was fun.
So this week I had another family member, but he's from Texas. He wanted me to do a lot of crazy stuff, but we came down to this design of a Japanese girl ripping through the back of his arm, and I had another like spider girl like breaking through, and it was on the back of his arm, so that was really fun. I got to use just black, so there wasn't really much shading in it, but you know, the saturation in it was definitely there, so that was a fun tattoo to do. This week I had a client that I had found on Snapchat. He came in to get a rose and his grandfather's birthday above the rose. So that was fun. I got to use a little gray wash with it. I got to use thin liners just because it was a thin rose, so that was really fun. Roman numerals are always a little difficult to do just because you got to keep them exact, but it came out pretty nice in this tattoo, which was awesome.
I also had the opportunity to be able to work on a friend of mine, Jimmy. He's this short little thing. No, I'm just kidding. He's like 6'5". But anyway, so he had one tattoo on his shoulder that he was never happy with. So we, a few weeks ago, laid out his cover-up for that tattoo, which was a wolf head morphing into some mountain scene up onto his shoulder, and we used the mountain scene really to cover up what was there. When I talk about cover-ups, you know, they grow in size. So his initial tattoo was, you know, maybe 6 inches in diameter there, and then what we had to cover it with, I mean, is a good solid 2 feet of tattoo. It's pretty amazing to see the change and watch that just melt away and disappear within it. So this last week was a lot of fun. We got to put in a bunch of the white highlights. This was our 3rd session on this. We had laid it out, done all of our black work. We came back, did a bunch of gray work, and then this particular time we did a bunch of highlighting all throughout the whole thing. And now we're ready to move on to sort of the satellite background type stuff, the surrounding stuff, which is going to really complete the scene. But it's a long process. Cover up is not an easy thing to do, and 9 times out of 10, I'm going to end up having to draw that on to somebody with markers, which is exactly what we did in this case. We used markers and also some liquid carbon to create a stencil and a design that we were going to ultimately be able to turn the corner with this cover up.
Some other things I did in the shop this week, lots of piercings. I I also did some piercings on some babies. The youngest that I do a piercing on as a baby is 3 months old. All they need is a birth certificate and mother parents ID. And need a little bit of help. Ring some bells.
Hi. Will you grab that bell?
Yes.
What's happening to my ear? Ow!
Oh, look at that.
Oh. We like the bell. We love that bell.
Usually that only hurts for about 1 second. They cry for 1 second and then they're done and happy and they love it.
Yeah, but they love them when they're done and they get past it. And I applaud you on being able to handle that.
Thank you.
Because it takes nerves of steel to be able to make that happen.
On Tuesday, I did quite the brows, 2 or 3 clients of brows, some cover-up brows, and then a touch-up on some microblading that I had previously done. And I believe Wednesday I did some brows as well. Last week on Monday, I believe I tattooed, he works up from the street from us, works at a bar called the Speakeasy, and I did his entire throat. We did the sun disc wing, the winged sun disc. It's a symbol of Egypt, so it was really cool. We got the sun filled in with red and orange and shaded in the snakes a little bit, and I can't wait for him to come back. We'll do the wings in teal and red and have a little bit of gold in there. That'll be really awesome.
Nah, but if you want to come here for some real shit, some professionalism and some friendship and some family.
That's right, you heard it here. So, let's talk more about this tattoo. How does it make you feel?
Like I want my wrist to be wet. I don't know.
Let me see it. Oh, looks like we're doing a basic white girl tattoo.
Yep,
Fantastic.
white as f*** on
style.
Yeah.
Another walk-in came in this week wanting flash fillers for a sleeve. She had some void spots in a sleeve that she'd been building with several different artists, so it was really fun being able to collaborate with other pieces from other artists around and added my twist to it. So.
I did a ghost with a boner on my husband. I love getting the fun tattoos. You know, do something goofy for a change. It's nice to get a tattoo that's a little bit more offbeat and fun. It always just makes it that much more fun to do the tattoo.
Finish off all those tattoos, I did a floral piece on a forearm. That piece I started over a year ago when I was just started as an apprentice here. So to see that come back in, touch it up, and finally finish it out was such an amazing feeling to really see that come to life and see how much change I've gone through in the past year. I have some super cool designs up for grabs if anyone wants them. I have one that I've been dying to do. It is a Grim Reaper with his mouth being kind of ripped open, has some flowers around it and some smoke coming out of his eyes. It looks super cool. I'm gonna do a lot of color behind it, make it look really cool and on fire. Definitely wanna do that one if you guys wanna check that one out. I also have a really cool little frog skeleton. Love to see you guys get those ones done. So if you want any of those, hit me up on Instagram.
No, I had you.
You had me. You had me at hello.
No.
Burpee victim number 2.
No, I had you.
Go get him. You see the attacks that are coming from all angles here. There's no mercy.
Tome fita.
Yeah, she got me.
I know.
All right.
Good job.
Good
10
job.
hours later.
Good job.
And we did have to take Thursday off to work on some housework, landscaping a little sprinkler leak. So that was fun.
A little sprinkler leak. We're not going to talk about that. First rule of landscaping is you do not talk about landscaping. Second rule of landscaping is you do not talk about landscaping. So anyway, we made it happen. For now, we really just want to try to capture some of the volume of our shop and the growth of our shop. It's pretty amazing watching these young artists start from nothing and then grow into something. And so we've seen a lot of that growth in these last few months, and I hope you guys appreciate it as much as we do, because this is how these journeys start, and this is how all superstars are born, one little step at a time.
Alright guys, thanks for watching.
Thank you for everybody that came in this week and got a tattoo. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for stopping by.
That was a lot of fun. I'm super excited to do some more pieces this upcoming week.
Anybody who needs a tattoo, come on in. We got availability for bookings right now.
Come and get tattooed by me if you love really good art.
So definitely be sure to keep updated on all of our pages on Instagram and our website at sharky'sparadise.com.
That's all we got for you this week.
Thanks, guys.
All right, guys, keep an eye out for next week. Did lots of piercings as well, lots of brows, lots of tattoos. Come in, check out our jewelry, our huge selection, plethora of titanium jewelry, iron and nickel free. It's gonna be your favorite. Come check us out.
We do have a plethora of jewelry. Please come check it out. Thanks so much, guys.
Have a great week.
See us at Sharky's Paradise. Make sure to follow, subscribe, and share.
Have a good day.
Tatum?
No.
Okay.